Here on Main Street, we'd like to introduce you to young people who are achievers. Well, our next guest, Debbie Gibson, certainly fits that bill. At the age of 17, Debbie has had 2 hit singles, and her album, Out of the Blue, has just gone gold. And we're happy to welcome you to Main Street. Nice to see you, Debbie.
Nice to see you, too.
Now, I understand you write all these songs, but you wrote your first song at the age of 5?
Yes, it was called Make Sure You Know Your Classroom, and it was about going into kindergarten.
Now, how did you know that you could write music at the age of 5?
I just started playing piano by ear, and, you know, I started making up lyrics for this little song, and my older sisters had been already studying piano for a year, so they helped me write out the notes and everything, and I still have it at home. It's on big paper and big notes and everything.
Now, you write all your songs, you produce them, you've co-produced your album and several songs that are on that. Is this a lot of work, a tremendous amount of work, because you also go to school full-time?
Well, it's a lot of work, but I'd rather be busy than have nothing to do. That's the way I am.
But isn't it hard to concentrate on geography and math and whatever else you have to study when you know that you could be going on a tour to Japan or going to this college campus and singing or having your picture taken by this photographer?
Well, sure it is. You know, I guess everyone gets restless in school, though. So when I started to fall asleep in social studies once, and I was thinking to myself, wake up, wake up. And that's why I wrote my song, Wake Up to Love, which is on the album.
How do you account for such an uprising of teen stars in the music industry?
Well, it's kind of, I think it's kind of what happened in like the 50s and 60s where, you know, my mom says, she said, I can remember when Paul Anka came out, and he was her age at the time. And, you know, she thought it was great because she could relate to him, what he was singing about. You know, I think that's a lot of it. You know, the main record buying, you know, the main record buyers, I think, are teens. And, you know, so when a teen can sing to you with, like, a different emotion, you know, they have a different outlook on life, you know, as opposed to, like, when a 30 or 40-year-old sings, you know.
What do you see for yourself now? I mean, what are your plans? What do you plan from going from here?
Okay, well, I'd like to get into doing films. I've done TV commercials and industrial films and things like that. And I'd also like to write and produce for other artists in the future. And one of my big goals is that I would love to do a duet with Billy Joel, because he's my idol.
Oh, my God.
Yours too?
No, we were just here talking about, like, what, you know, Billy Joel and everything. And I was going to ask you, which ones do you really admire and why?
Okay, well, of course we mentioned Billy Joel.
Yeah.
I guess because he's really himself. I mean, you know, he's always, he's not suddenly changing his style. And I also like George Michael. And also a big part of that is that he, you know, he writes and produces his own. So, you know, when I'm listening to him as an artist, I know that I'm listening, you know, it's totally his style and to it, his input.
Do you think you would ever change, like, the style of your music?
No, I mean, all my music kind of course, songs, you know, have their own characteristics, but there's kind of like a common link, and, you know, in that I like to keep my music positive and upbeat and melodic, you know. I don't like noisy music.
Neil had a good question about who you admire. Any women in that group? You mentioned Billy Joel.
I also like
Michael.
Whitney Houston. I think she's got a fabulous voice. Let's see. I like the group T'Pow.
That's hot.
Let's see. I like new artists. I like Rick Astley. You know, I just got his album.
Was it really, really hard for you to break through the barrier of, like, to finally get a contract signed with a record company because of your young age?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I really was lucky in that Atlantic took an interest, and they listened to my music for about a year before signing me, because they wanted to make sure that, you know, I was really serious about what I was doing, that I wasn't just like a teen who thought it would be cool to be in the music business, you know. But I've been studying music since the age of 5. So, you know, as soon as they realized that, and they realized I was serious, and they heard about, you know, 100 of my songs, you know, then they...
100 songs?
So, I mean, I've written about 300. At the time, though, they had really heard, like, every song I wrote, you know, and, so it was tough, but, you know...
say you're ambitious. Safe to say that.
What do you think of all the other, to get back to Cammie's question, what do you think of all the other teen musicians that are coming up, like Tiffany?
Well, I think it's great. I mean, I'm fans of theirs, and it's funny because people say to me, do you see, like, competition between you and the Jets and Tiffany and people like that? And I don't think of the music business as competition, because if it was all a competition, there'd be, like, one artist up there on top, and there aren't. There are many, you know. So I think that I would love to see I think that 88's like the year of the teenager, you know, that's what they're kind of saying. And I think that would be great
God.
to see them. No, I think that would be great to see, like, you know, Tiffany on top and me and the Jets and, like, the younger artists. I think, you know.
You make it sound so easy. I mean, is it?
I don't think it really is that difficult. If you really put your mind to anything, you know, I think you could really do it.
You've got to have some talent. Debbie Gibson, thanks so much for joining us. We'll be
Thank you.
watching you all year long. Good luck.
Thanks.
And we thank all of you for watching this edition of Main Street. We hope you'll be back with us next month when we'll meet a figure skater on her way to the Olympics. We'll also look into the problem of eating disorders like anorexia. We're going to leave you with Debbie's music, the title song from her album, Out of the Blue. We hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.